back. Episode 19, my beautiful people. Yeah, recovering from a big weekend. We had our launch party. That was huge.
Very successful.
Had a great night.
That was great. How was your night Saturday? I heard you had a big one, grand final day.
Grand final day. Had a great big day.
Big day.
It was pretty good.
Yep.
Had fun with my mates. Went out after.
It was honestly a huge weekend. I think we had event Wednesday, event Thursday, event Thursday, Friday,
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, so we've had a big, huge weekend, which leads us into post-night anxiety.
Yeah, so the lead topic for this week is HANGXEITY. So if you're unfamiliar with that term, it's obviously a mix of hangover and anxiety. So anxiety you feel when hungover and feeling a bit patchy about what happened the night before. So no one is safe from anxiety, literally no one. Mm-hmm. It's a very common thing. And I think, yeah, we're going to tell some of our stories, make ourselves a little bit vulnerable for your comfort, and yeah, just I guess dissect it a little bit because it's, I guess, not really talked about that often. I mean, it's like it's a slang term or whatever it is. I
thought it was
anxiety,
like,
yeah,
I generally thought it was when you're hangry and have anxiety because I didn't know what it was. That's just my input on it.
It's anxiety after night. So say you've had a big night, you might have drank a lot, and you don't really remember too many details of the night, and you feel like you may have been a bit of a fool, and people
sent a message to someone you shouldn't have or something. Like it's just real like overthinking everything, heart rate gets going. It's just lasts for about 24 hours.
Exactly. You're overthinking about what may have happened, what you said on the dance floor, your dance moves, maybe you embarrassed yourself and you're a little bit worried, but we're here to normalize it a a little bit more, and everyone
not normalize, just I guess like normalize a feeling.
Normalize the feeling.
You're not alone. You're not alone. Everyone has it. People go through it.
And especially I had it a lot after 4 days basically of us going out. I woke up Sunday morning with severe anxiety. Definitely feel like when you are ignoring something, or maybe you are going through something and you're not really addressing it, you tend to address it when you are maybe intoxicated.
Yeah, well, because
that's where the embarrassment
alcohol
comes.
does give you courage, and it makes you do some things maybe you want to do when you're sober, but you wouldn't. So it's like,
do you have any examples?
Yeah, just if, for example, you're talking to someone you're on, and then you've got something you want to say to them that you potentially been holding back when sober, it comes out, the floodgates open when you have a little bit of alcohol, and then obviously the anxiety leads into how you feel the next morning about that. Maybe you regret it, you went a little bit too hard, came on too strong. It's like, whereas the other person you sent this to might be like, it's fine, like
exactly,
it's fine.
You're just questioning it,
overthinking
and
everything.
It.
Yeah, so
I reckon my story where I get the biggest anxiety is I have a fear that I'm being a really bad friend. And when I'm on nights out, I'm often up and about and I'm going from one place to another place. And I fear that I've been a really bad friend to the people that are looking after me, or I'm with them for a second, then I leave them there. And when I wake up, I feel like they've had a bad night because I've just been running around. Maybe you were worried, or that's where your anxiety comes from, because you're worried about being that bad friend, or a non-reliable friend.
Yeah. I think mine's a bit conversely. Mine's my anxiety, I get real bad if because I do get a bit more brave, I think is the right word. when I'm intoxicated, and it's just you message people that you definitely shouldn't be, or wouldn't normally if you weren't intoxicated, and I guess you have to deal with the repercussions of that. And I know that there's also people who do that same thing to me. So they get a little bit intoxicated and then they message me in the morning. You can tell they've got major anxiety. They're saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Blah blah. It goes both ways. And no one's exempt from anxiety. You think you're just odd one out. Why the fuck am I feeling like this? It's normal.
Well, then again, when you have anxiety and just say from an outsider point of view where you think, oh, they're probably judging me or for something I've done. That's the worst part for me, I think. Because it's just
on the weekend, we're at this prees with people we barely knew. And I was I've been the grand final day is a long day because it starts at 12 p.m. And then this is 10 p.m. at this time. So it's solid 10 hours. And it's just am I acting like a fool? I don't remember. I don't know. But
fine.
I think that the anxiety comes from the embarrassment. I find definitely say you're at prees and you have had a few shots, or you're starting to get, intoxicated. You worry that maybe that you're being annoying. Yeah. And that's where the embarrassment comes.
That's why I try to think ahead, where it's am I being annoying now? Is this something that I can change so I when I wake up it's not as bad?
Yeah.
But
I know, because sometimes especially when I look at videos or photos of the night, I'm oh gosh, I'm in a video and someone's ear saying subscribe. I'm gosh, that would have been so annoying. Maybe in that moment it wasn't annoying and it was fitting for that environment.
That's true.
A lot of things you do forget is that the things are fitting for the environment that you're in. If everyone's intoxicated, everyone's saying rogue things. That's just the environment you're in. And when you're sober, that environment does become foreign to you and you go, oh gosh, that's embarrassing.
So what's the best way, would you say, to overcome the anxiety?
How to handle.
I guess it's two things: hangover cure and anxiety cure. I don't think there's a anxiety cure. I think you just gotta like obviously it's still going to be there no matter what you do, but you can do things to take your mind off it. So we've got down here, sauna is perfect for trying to get.
Sauna is perfect.
Yeah.
I did that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like,
anything that'll take your mind off, because sauna is obviously pretty grueling, especially when you're there for a long period of time. That's a mental challenge. If you take your mind off maybe the anxiety or anxiety that you're feeling and put it in like in a sauna where it's a bit more grueling and you have to like really focus to stay in there, then that might
I
help.
think like to try to help you cope with it is that you can't go back in time and you can't change it, so why worry about it?
Exactly.
You can only do in the future. I mean, have you seen those TikToks like reconnecting with nature after a huge night? Like, it's like one of those ones. But no, like really, like you can't change it, so you might as well just gotta be present in the moment. Like in that moment when you were partying, you enjoyed yourself. You were your authentic self, and you had a good night, and you were smiling. Your endorphins were flying through the roof. You're happy. You're up and about. So you just have to leave it there because that was a good night. You know
I think at the same time when you look at your bank account as well, it doesn't really help you.
It probably doesn't either.
Yeah, financial anxiety is different
That's
as well.
scary.
That's fucking
Like
scary.
that's the worst. I
It's like,
reckon.
why did I spend $800?
That's what I mean. It's like, oh,
Why did I give?
why did I
10
go to the
drinks out?
casino? Fucking Ben.
I think how like not normalize these experiences, but checking in on your friends and just being like, yeah, it was a good night. We had a great time. Like I had the event and I was so stressed out that no one was having a good time. Like, and everyone that I've messaged being like, that was a great night. Like I actually had a really good night.
That's our DNM event for reference. That's the same thing. I think all three of us were a bit like on edge about like how I was doing a run, all that kind of stuff. So it took our enjoyment away naturally. Like when you host a birthday party, that's the same thing. Like your enjoyment takes away, but like, I don't know.
I was like to my parents, I was like, this is shit. It's so bad. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, this is nice. Like,
it's like, that's what everyone, I was like so worried, like my enjoyment of the night. Like I still had a really good night. I had so much fun meeting all you guys, like our friends, podcast friends. Like I actually had a really, really good night, but I was so worried that no one else was enjoying it.
That's what I reckon.
I was like, oh gosh, like I'm running a bad party. This is like crap.
It was so scary. The party started at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
No one was there at 7 o'clock. And we were like, fuck, this is going to be so bad.
Yeah,
like,
I was worried.
And then it got to like 8:30 and it started picking up. And then you realize like to have a good party, you need a really small venue because it looks like crowded.
Yeah.
And upstairs was really nice after.
Yeah, upstairs was really nice. Like, I mean,
it was a good vibe.
Super successful in the end, I think. So.
And shout out Jake Webb for looking after us and coming on and DJing. That was huge as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did have a good night. I think upon reflection, it was a lot better than I thought it was on the in the night in the moment.
I know. And I saw all of our friends were posting Instagram photos. Like they were enjoying it.
They had a great time.
They had a great time. So I think that's all that matters. You know, I'm super excited to have another event in the future. So hopefully it's a little bit bigger. So how can you help your friends that maybe who are more anxious generally? How can you help them to normalize and help them through this anxiety?
Sorry, go.
Yeah, well, I think recognizing that anxiety is a very common thing is the first step. And then maybe the next step is when your friend or like someone you've gone out with has had a big night, like maybe going out of your way to check on them and think, fuck, like when I have a big night, I get really anxious. Like when he has a big night, he's going to get really anxious as well. Even if he's not anxious, it's worth checking in and making sure. Yeah. So that with looking after your friends like that, if they've had an extra big night, it's just always worth sending a message, I reckon.
Yeah. Do you remember when I just got out of my relationship and I was like, do you have a pen or a marker?
Yeah.
And I wrote on my hand, don't message X.
Yeah, I do.
I was like, don't message my ex.
That's for a long time.
Because I was like, that was a while ago, but I was like, if I'm looking at my phone, I can see it on my thumb and I'm not going to message her. And it worked. Like, it just like, don't message her. Because I knew if I have like, I would just say something I don't want to like I'd probably want to say, but I don't want to say. Yeah. And it worked.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're going through a breakup and you don't want to message your ex-girlfriend, right there. Don't message.
What would you say? Like, what message would you say to a friend on checking in on someone? So say you know that one of your mates has probably had an extremely big night. They're obviously on a different level to you, and you know they're going to wake up in the morning with a little bit of embarrassment. Your friends have taken videos of them. They're jumping on a trampoline or jumping fences or all of the above. How would you reach out to them?
Hey, I loved seeing you yesterday. You bring such great entertainment. I hope I can see you soon. Like something like that.
Yeah, make them feel better about it.
I have so many chats. You know how many chats you have when you're like, this is bullshit. Like this won't happen. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, like I'll catch up with you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I hate that because it's just like, I really want to do it actually. So the next
Yeah.
day I always message like, hey, love the chat. Hope to see you soon, blah, blah, blah.
I think a little message I'd be like, hey, you looked super happy last night. Everyone had a good time with you. Like partying with you was dope.
Yeah,
And like,
shit like that.
something like that. And everyone's like,
just like make sure it was fine. Like you didn't do it.
Yeah.
If they've done something fucked up, then maybe mention. But like,
Yeah. I think if you're having a sober night, take advantage of talking to your friends because maybe you might actually get something that they don't usually tell people out in a way.
definitely.
Something that they might be holding in.
yeah,
don't know.
definitely.
what about like managing social life and like locking in when you like think you're getting out of control?
Yeah, definitely.
I think if you can identify that you're getting out of control, that's something.
Yeah.
Like for people to identify that, like Prime Train, for example, he used to talk about how he was going out partying way too much and then he just locked in. Someone to identify that they're going like to the extent of drinking alcohol and getting intoxicated.
It's like, how do you identify it? Because often when you're in the moment, you don't think it's that bad because you start to normalize it. Like for an example, if you went out just on Saturday night and you've only ever been out on Saturday night and you went out on a Friday night, you'd be like, oh, this is weird. Like this isn't normal. Whereas if you start going out on a Friday and a Saturday, it becomes normalized. And then all of a sudden you're going out on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's a 3-day bender.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I think-
normal.
If it's juggling, I guess going out and work or like the grind where you want to get somewhere or like just athletes or something, it's like the quote's like, it's pretty well known. It's don't let your Sunday fuck your Monday. So like
that's good.
if you wake up on Sunday morning feeling fucked, then you keep it Sunday, but don't let it spill over into the week where you need other shit on. Or if it's like, don't let your Saturday fuck your Sunday if you got shit on. Like this, if that's becoming a problem where like you're going out on a Saturday night, but you're still fucked on Monday, that's the problem. I think that's where you need to like to start like locking in a bit more. And
I think there's a balance. Like this is like, honestly, say you've got these big goals, big aspirations. Does going out on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, does that get you to where you want to be?
it just depends.
Well, it
Maybe,
could be.
like, yeah.
Maybe it could. So you have to try identify if it can and see where it can help you and try to find the positives in that.
Because as much as we have been going out a lot, you, I know, have been like networking like fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And
correct.
like in a way, you're still having fun, but at the same time, you're kind of working in a way.
Yeah. So I think for me in the space that I'm in right now and the collabs that we want to do and making connections, I'm often out and I'm going to these places where I know these like high profile people be there and I can connect with them and talk and make a relationship with them. So it's different in that sense. So going out for me is a place where I can network. Whereas if I was going out purely just to get smashed, that's not going to help me in my life at all. And that's where I'm going to say I can enjoy those moments with my friends, but I know that that's not helping me and I know that's not becoming the best version of myself. I know this podcast is preaching about putting yourself out there and being the best version of yourself and getting smashed on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday and letting that ruin your whole week and then you're craving for the next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That isn't becoming the best version of yourself. And you'll often feel stuck because you're in a routine that isn't benefiting you. It isn't healthy. You're losing money in your bank account. You're losing friends. Like it's not an environment that you want to keep putting yourself in. So you have to identify that and then understand where you go from there. Talking about social life and managing social life, how do you manage social life, relationship and friendships? I know a lot of my friends, I call it a canon event, but they get into a relationship with a girl and you just don't see them for months. You slowly don't hear from them. They slowly don't come out with you.
We had that.
And all of a sudden they're gone. They don't come out. They don't go to the gym with you anymore. They've changed their whole life to suit this new person in their relationship and they're not balancing the two. And this is like a thing that I've like realized one of my friends and I don't want to message him and say, hey, you don't really talk to us anymore. You don't really connect with us because he's happy in a relationship. But I know that he's definitely changing and I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse, but I know that he's changing the way that he acts and all those things to suit this person. And I find that when you then, if anything does go bad or you break up, you have nothing because you've put so much energy into this person and you've changed your whole life. And all of a sudden you have no routine and you rely on them for every second. So I think in a relationship, you need to have that balance where you have your friends and you have just your friendship time and you still go to the gym with them and you still do those things that you normally do with your friends. And it's not over, it's not over consumed by this relationship.
That's also hard from the girl's point of view because the girl wants 100% of your time. You recently had this where you were with a girl and she said to your face, you're hanging out with your fucking, sorry, I don't want to, I'm trying not to swear on this podcast, but you're hanging out with your friends too much. That's taking up too much time. We're not going to work out.
Yeah, it was because you didn't like my friends. And
so I think it's hard to,
it's so hard to
juggle. Hard to juggle, but I feel like once you get into the rhythm,
so it's like I think it's just having the awareness that you don't want to lose your friends and you don't want to lose those relationships. Yes, you're in a happy relationship with this new girl or boyfriend or whatever it is. You're happy in that relationship, but make sure that other aspects of your life are also thriving.
Yeah.
I think of it like a big picture. Say your relationship with your girlfriend is thriving, it's going really well. That's one avenue of your life. You've got work, you've got friendships, you've got gym, you've got all these other things that you also want to thrive to become that will make your life so much better.
Do you have to find balance? Something like I can't really like advocate for balance here. Like seriously, like
sometimes honestly, I think you need, like personally, I think you need to work on balance.
Why?
That's not a dig at you. Yeah. I'm just like, because sometimes I hear from you for like 5 days straight, and then another day I don't hear from you for like 4 days straight, and I'm like, where's Tom? And I call Luke. I'm like, have you heard from Tom? He's like, yeah, he's with his chick. Like, but I don't want to call you out. I don't want to get you or anything. But like,
I'm still trying to find balance. Like this podcast or this chat's equally helping me as well. It's like,
well, you have so much on your hands that you don't tell people, and I don't sometimes understand because I don't know what you do.
Yeah, it's like finding balance is tough because it's like you got all these people wanting 100% of your time. You can't give 100% of your time to anyone really. That's true. It's like trying to find balance, and sometimes you want to give 100% of your time to someone. It's just like, I don't know, recognizing it's not possible. And like there's sometimes where instead of giving like 25% of my time at a time to someone, I'll do 100% for 3 days, 100% somewhere else.
That's like days. I said, yeah.
But it's really bad. I need to work on the balance part. But
how could you work on it? What would you do?
Just work out how to like allocate time. Because the only thing is when I'm like focused on something, like I can't leave it until it's done.
I think that's what's it called where you have to get something done if you don't do it?
Like OCD. Yeah, probably a bit of OCD. Sort of some shit like that. It's just like if I start something, like if it's editing something or so whatever, I can't really like leave it until it's done. So it's like sometimes that takes days on end, or sometimes I'm with someone and I'm like not satisfied with the time I spent with them, want to spend more.
So I know with like especially with me, I understand that that's how you roll.
Yeah,
and you, Diezel, you roll in a very different way. Like Tom, when he's busy, he just needs to shoot a text message being like, he sends like a one-line text, but you probably need
I hate texting. I hate
texting, and you need a 5-minute call to explain it to you.
No, like even like a 20-second call.
It's just different. Yeah.
How much easier is me calling you for like 20 seconds and then just hanging up?
No, I spend 90% of my life in a meeting though, so I can't take calls.
Yeah, well, like if you don't answer, then I'll message you. But like, it's so much easier to just. How many times I just called you?
No, but Diezel calls and he goes, "What are you doing?" I'm at a meeting, and he goes, "Oh yeah, what's on today?"
No, because
he just wants to have a little chat.
I've gotten better though. I've gotten better.
Yeah,
I've like don't want to bother him. Like, I'll see you later. You're like, oh wait.
I know. I feel like I mediate a little bit. Like I'll text.
Well, it's us because I'm so used to us doing that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we'll be on calls for like 2 hours.
With this like trio, I kind of like I'll text Tom texts me, and then I call you, make sure you understand, and then text Tom back. Like kind of like mediate.
You know what's funny? Exactly. You know what's funny? I was when Tom got a little frustrated with me last week. I can't even remember why, but I was like to Luke, and Luke's like, just call him, just tell him how you feel, and I was just like, okay. Didn't answer my calls. I called him like 3 times that day. I'm like, Luke, I'm like, have you called Tom? He's like, yeah. I'm like, has he answered? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I've done something fucking wrong because he hasn't answered.
It's just like, I pick it. Sometimes I'm busy, sometimes not. Sometimes like, if I'm working on something and something comes up, I'm like, fuck, just not now.
You know why I called you this morning?
Why?
Because
you called me at 6 a.m.
I called him at 6 a.m. You know why? Because I was like, for some reason, I dreamt that you were my boss for some reason. And I called because I was trying to think of like a way to cancel work because I had like 2 hours sleep. I didn't sleep properly.
Yeah.
So I called Tom. It was like 6 a.m. and I thought he was my boss. But then like I didn't go through the voicemail or anything. But then I was like, hey, I can't come into work. Sorry. Can you please like get someone else on or something? And I'm talking to myself still dreaming.
Should I play the voicemail?
Did I have a voicemail?
I don't know. Did you leave a voicemail?
No, like it was weird. It wasn't a voicemail. It was just like I was talking.
Sure. Well, Tom, were you or were you not declining Diezel's calls?
No, I was just airing. I didn't decline it.
He looked at He's airing it. Have you seen those videos where it's like when that one friend messages you and you're like eating, you're like, and you're just like watching the message.
Watching it go by.
You just air. Okay. Is there a time where you need to air a mate?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Recently,
Depends.
it's out. Tom was airing Diezel.
I know that you air me sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say when. I'm not going to, you know when.
Sometimes I'm busy.
You don't know.
So as we know, we're going to Phuket very, very soon. Well, when this comes out, we'll probably be in Phuket.
No, it'll be 2 days before we leave.
2 days before we leave. And yeah, I still don't have a passport. Working that out. Don't worry, guys. Stress less. I will be there. All right. Tom has taken initiative. I don't plan. I don't book. I don't do anything. I just say, Tom, set it up. I'll send you the money.
No, but
Send
it's funny because we set
transfer.
it up together and he convinced us it was a good play.
Tom
Tell
told
the story.
me.
Say the story.
Tom told me, he goes, hey, this place is really good. It's an amazing deal. 5-star hotel, pool, food, everything you ever need right on the beach. Me and Diezel are like,
Bang.
fuck yeah, let's go.
Let's do
Done.
it. We were having Chinese at the time. Remember?
I'm so happy. I'm
Found
like, this is great. Like, Tom's done it. How much should I transfer you? I think it was $1,000.
we got it
something.
done
I
in a
transferred
day,
you.
$1,000.
Yeah. It was cheap as fuck, yeah.
No, you know what's funny? It was the first place he looked at. And I only just realized that now. It was the first place he looked at. He said, boys, I've got a bargain. 5 stars, $25 a night. We're going. We're booking. I'm like, done, cheap, sick.
Yeah.
And then
what's the problem with
it's like 3.2 stars or even like something. It was,
To be fair, the reviews do look a little bit better now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read you some reviews, Tom, and you tell me
Yeah.
what your thoughts. If you read these or you
Fuck,
just
just
look
I didn't
past
fucking
them.
read the review.
Dirty toilet seats in 2 rooms. Very, very smelly place. Swimming pool is old and seems like no one cleans it. Location isn't bad. Around 15 to 20 minutes to the beach. They clean the walls every day and free water every day.
Well,
Okay.
Is there breakfast there?
yeah.
The room was
reckon
not
it's
much
good?
better. The shower turned off randomly and there was no warm or hot water, only cold. They told it had extremely awful sewage smell that went through the whole room.
Yeah, okay. Well, no.
What the hell?
So Diezel obviously made it very clear. Diezel made it very, very clear that he didn't want to stay in like a shithole.
Yeah.
He said, I want to stay in like a nice, like 5-star hotel. I don't give a fuck how much I pay. So I thought it might be a little bit funny to get Kit Diezel a nice cultural experience and get him in a healthy 3-star Thai
it's not
hotel.
healthy.
Is a healthy 3.2?
Hold up. There's another, it's an unhealthy 3.2. It says floors dirty, non-functionally safe. Sewage smelling bathroom, spiders on the floor, flickering lights to the top it off, blood smeared on the wall.
Dude.
But
What?
the thing
I'm
is
reading
with
these
me-
reviews for the first time, right? This is ridiculous.
The thing is with me, like, if you want to go like Thailand or something, fuck a 5-star hotel. Like that's
I'm on
fun.
holiday. I don't want to sleep in a place that's shitter than my house.
oh my God.
No,
this is
the thing
going
will
to
be
be a
fun.
horror story.
It'll be cultural. It'll be fun. It'll be immersive.
I'm going to get you so good.
No, mate.
I got so many videos lined up to get you.
This is going to be horrible. Okay, well, I don't really mind. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have a good time anyway.
Yeah.
You
so-
won't care.
Just don't stay in your. We're in the room to sleep. What else are you gonna do in your room?
Yeah, what else are you going to do in your room? Like, just sleep.
Nothing but like,
Yeah, we're not gonna be there half the time.
I'm
Go
gonna,
and chill on the beach.
whatever.
There's a nice green pool on the roof.
So what? Just cover your ears, nose, and mouth when you get in. It's all good. All right, here we go.
Segue into Big Brother advice.
Big brother advice. We are like 3 big brothers. You send in things that you need advice on, relationships, stories, anything. We'll cover it off and we'll give you our best advice on what to do or what not to do. Hi boys, love what yous are doing on the pod. I've got a girl and I really like her. She's perfect and everything I've wanted, but I just don't know why I can't take it to the next step with her. I feel she's not the one as much as she is good to me. Why am I feeling like this? P.S. Please keep this anonymous.
Luke.
It can be so tough, especially if you've had a long-term relationship with someone else. You kind of have an idea of what is perfect to you or what you want in your head. And when someone comes in your life and she's pretty, she's joyful, she's keeping you up and about, and she's perfect in every aspect, but for some reason you're not feeling it. And I feel like that comes down to within yourself knowing, or like within yourself is like, you have to be okay and understanding that past relationships can't affect like future relationships. Like every relationship is different. Every person is different. And if this person is really good for you, maybe you don't feel it, you don't feel it. But if this person is really good for you, then maybe just try it. Give it 100%. Tell her that, be honest with her and say, oh, this is a guy or a girl. Be honest, be like, I really like you. You're great for me, but I'm just not feeling it right now. I just need more time to go on dates and really understand my feelings. And at least you're honest with them and they can't be upset if you're not honest with them. But I think sometimes if you're too stuck up on past relationships, you're stuck on what you thought was good and like good and bad. I don't know.
I feel like Diezel's quote from episode 1, which is "Don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry," perfectly applies to this. I feel like that's a common feeling to feel like when you're actively looking for a relationship or like going out of your way to find someone to be in a relationship with, which is sometimes dangerous because you might be searching for something in someone that's not there, but you've convinced yourself that it is, but it's going to lead to disappointment down the track. It's the same thing about getting back with an ex. Like there's another quote, which is you can like reread the book as many times as you want. It won't change the ending though. So it's like, you know, you've tried, didn't work for a reason. Trying
But what
again.
if it does?
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does work, but I think majority of the time, like they're an ex for a reason. That sometimes they should be kept an ex.
That's
And
true.
as hard as it is to get over, I think it's the way it is. It's tough, but you got to put yourself through it. And if you can get over him, do it.
What would you say to this anonymous person saying that this girl is perfect for him, keeps him up and about, like she's everything he ever wanted that he could ever dream of, but he's just not feeling it?
Yeah,
I think it's a sign of maturity to know that she's perfect. You can recognize that she's great, but she's just not the one just yet. And you're probably going to get into something that you're just not ready for.
Sometimes, and you can think that this guy can think that she's perfect for him, but like in reality, like it's a similar thing when it's like your friends are telling you how like attractive someone is or how perfect someone is for you, but they're not you, so you might not find the person the same amount of same attractiveness to this. Like find the person as attractive as your friends do.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes that's just the way it is, and like sometimes you have to accept that and think, okay, maybe it could be the right person for me, but like deep down, I'm my own person. I know what I want.
Tom,
Huh?
she's perfect.
Okay. Roll with that one.
Jesus, I don't know what you're talking about.
I want to like talk, Tom. Was there a soft launch TikTok at all?
Blew up a bit.
Is there a little?
I think I knew you motherfucker was gonna ask this. So I think the beautiful part about social media, the beautiful part about social media, you can, I guess, tell any story you want, and there's no, I guess, expectation for it to be the truth, which is up for interpretation.
We're just like friends who hook up. I don't know. The guy I'm in love with, and he's not in love with me. It is what I'm. It's not like a
Yeah. So
Is anyone seen this video, or is it just me? Like,
as I said before, I think
do you want to address these rumors?
social media is like so absorbing, and it's like, you know what's going to do well. You know, like some things you have to say or the language you have to use, and you know the type of videos that might get a bit more views than others.
Diezel, I have something that I want to say to you.
What?
Someone messaged me and said, "Can you please, for Riz on Miss, they said, can you please ask Diezel this?"
What?
Read it. You tell me. I was on a date with Diezel when he said to
Wait,
me,
no, get them. Wait, this isn't real.
It is real. He goes, I was on a date with Diezel when he gets up and starts dancing. I was unsure what dance he was doing, and he said, "Don't worry, this is the Diezel dance."
Okay, there's mayo on this.
That's just what has been sent in.
What'd you do? Where were you? What'd you do? Why? Why'd you do it?
And as you know, Tom made this thing up called #Diezel, and then this Diezel dance trend that I don't know. I don't even understand. It's true. You're putting mayo on it a lot, but we went to get dinner at what's that Italian place I told you to go to? Rococo.
Rococo.
Yeah, so good. Anyways, it was a song or whatever that came up, and it was the Diezel dance song. I forgot what the noise was. Anyways, I just like, I don't know why. See, talking back intoxication, alcohol, doing things that you wouldn't usually do. I popped my hand up and I started like
Doing the Diezel dance.
Can you show us? Can you show us on the camera? Just do the Diezel dance.
I'm not doing it.
Thank you for watching episode
There you
19
go.
of DNM Cast. This is the last one that we're filming for season 2 before we go away.
Yep.
We're going to Phuket, 8th to the 18th of October. If you're there, come see us. Come see Diezel. So next week we have a very important episode for us and a very...
On to the next thing. I just want to say that we appreciate the support so much. Like from the very beginning, we've appreciated all the support on the clips, support on the socials, support at the event. It was so good to see everyone there. It was so wholesome to see everyone there, like live, not just numbers on a screen. I just want to say, like, I appreciate it so much. Everyone that comes up to me says hi. We have a good chat. I appreciate it so much. Like, obviously, I see you all as friends and appreciate it. Hopefully, this is like a whole squad of us as a whole friendship, putting, a strong community. And we appreciate all the support, as I've said. So this is like a little team going on. So thank you all.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
I love you. All right, wrap this up.
Yeah, done.
Let's get some clips.